It's the show you've all been waiting for. Game Menu Design Tier List. Our first contestant is from A Hat in Time. This team of menus is quite diverse. In the lead, we have a very fun splash screen with lots of little dudes spinning around in space. And it's accompanied by a downright doozy of a song. Next in line is a simple and sleek Save Select menu. Here we see our fake ID, timepieces collected, and balls of yarn. The charming characters in the background certainly contribute to the vibe, although the DLC advertisement tabs are a bit awkward. The next team member is the Pause and Equip menu. This member is outfitted with a very cute and crafty aesthetic, which is sure to induce chest pain if viewed for too long. The layout is simple, easy on the eyes, and exceedingly smooth to navigate. Even the settings menu makes me want to... We also get to see some finger-wiggling action, which also appears in dialogue menus. Last but not least, Team A Hat in Time has World Chapter Select menus. These are accessed by gazing through telescopes, and when you do, oh, what a treat awaits you! Prepare to be slapped by each unique arrangement of the ship's theme. Then brace yourself as you get backhanded by the animation, the sound effects, boss jingles, and Polaroid photographs. But we're not done yet. Enter a chapter and you'll see why the World Chapter Select menu truly gets the last slap. And with that, Team A Hat in Time achieves S rank. Our next contestant is from Littlewood. We open with a big brown rectangle with smaller brown rectangles inside of it and brown text inside those brown rectangles, which doesn't fit the pixel art style at all. Upon selecting a save file, we're greeted with an image of our character, followed by even more brown rectangles with brown text inside them. Next, we are presented with the in-game menu. Soon we will see just what the in-game menu has to offer. Is everything alright? Where's the menu? There is another menu, isn't there? Oh, there is, but you don't press the plus button, or the minus button, or even the X button. No, you press the B button to open the in-game menu.
That just makes no sense.
Littlewood, what the hell were you thinking? You are disqualified from this competition due to unwarranted violation of basic game conventions, which means you have earned yourself an F! Our next contestant is from Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the NecroDancer featuring The Legend of Zelda. Am I the only one who not only thinks that title is way too long, but that it sounds like Brace Yourself Games is low-key apologizing for disrespecting Nintendo's intellectual property? Anyway, moving on. First up, the main menu is quite clean and sleek. The Save Select menu follows a very classic design, is quite simple, and has a very elegant aesthetic and iconography. However, when selecting certain options, the yellow and white text has confused many a player. Next up is the Pause menu, which for some reason has a transparent background. There's a whole lot going on here between the letters, numbers, and icons, and when you add in the fact that you can see everything going on behind the menu at the same time, it's one stressful clustercuss. The charm of the visual design gets completely nullified by sheer clutter. For dragging down an otherwise awesome game, the menus of Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the NecroDancer featuring The Legend of Zelda get a D. Our next contestant is from Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. The first menu we encounter is a giant book, which shows us the title and a record of the major items collected in the current save. The option to select a different save file is hidden in the corner. This makes for smooth sailing for returning players who want to jump right back into where they left off without breaking the immersion. Next up is the Level Select menu, and it's no ordinary menu. In it, you control Yooka and Laylee to traverse between the chapters and explore an entire overworld with puzzles and secrets galore. It's so expansive that it blurs the line between a level and a menu. As if that wasn't enough, you switch between different versions of each chapter by messing with the book that it's housed in. Finally, we take a look at the Pause menu. Here we see a map of the overworld where you can warp between chapters. That's right, there's a menu for navigating another menu. And you thought things wouldn't get any more whack than they already were? The pause menu is also where we find the totals for each item collected, as well as battalion rescued, platonics, and achievements. The options menu honestly looks pretty swag as well. For being daring, innovative, and downright gorgeous, Team Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair achieves S rank! Our next contestant is from A Short Hike. First up is a basic text menu. Now it's clear which of the options is selected because it's highlighted to be more visible than the others, and it has an arrow next to it. Next we have the pause and inventory menu, which has a simple brown and white palette. It has a transparent background and the items don't stand out very clearly. There's honestly not a whole lot more to say about it. It's pretty basic and ugly. For being almost good but disappointing me, Team A Short Hike earns a C. Our next contestant is from Good Job. Welcome to the main menu. Here you'll find there's a very smooth, minimalist text menu on the left, and to the right we have a view of the company skyscraper. Next we enter the elevator. This is how we travel between the various floors and their respective departments. Each department of the company has a central lobby where you can mess around, and several doorways that lead to the various levels. While in a level, you can also access the pause menu, which allows you to restart if you get stuck, or simply exit to the lobby. Overall, it's quite smooth and pleasant. For its world-building contribution, ease of access, and general tomfoolery, Team Good Job gets an S. Our next contestant is from Pikuniku. We begin with the main menu, which is quite plain and minimalist. It functions very smoothly, but I'm not gonna lie, the font they selected is a little off-putting. The pause menu looks and functions the same way, except with a dark transparent background with the game world visible behind it. It can feel slightly cluttered at times, but it's simple and easy to use, plus it matches the minimalist art style of the rest of the game. For being okay and almost but not quite offending my eyeballs, Team Pikuniku gets a B. Our next contestant is from Wondersong. When we open the game, we're thrown straight into where we left off without even having to touch a menu. When we open the pause menu, we're greeted by 4 color-coded cards which are clearly readable and fit the game's art style very well. Each card is a submenu which can be switched to by holding the control stick in its respective direction, the same way you sing different notes as the little bard. Finally, there's a scene select menu which is brimming with expression. It takes place in front of a paper puppet show stage. Switching scenes will switch away the previous hanging signs to make room for the next. And when you move between chapters, the background props get changed out. And the whole thing is fully animated with sound effects. For being unobtrusive yet stunning to look at and to use, Team Wandersong achieves S rank! Our final contestant is from Spiritfarer. First up is the main menu, where we're greeted by a hand-drawn seascape and a simple glowing text menu. The Save Select menu has a lovely teal background art and a glowing outline to indicate the file that is currently selected. Next we have the pause menu, which also displays instructions on how to control the game. The captain's log is where we can view the various missions that there are to complete. It has teal green background art and is a rounded rectangular shape with gold trim. Next is the inventory, where all 50 billion different types of items can be found. When you finally get through all of the tabs, you may notice that the inventory has an extremely similar appearance to the captain's log. When you're cooking in the kitchen, the inventory also appears, but now it's accompanied by another teal rectangular HUD element for placing things into the oven. When docking to one of your spirit guests, a wheel of options appears below them. If you choose to feed them, for example, you guessed it, the inventory menu appears, except only with food items available. Finally, we have the navigation menu, which is the best menu in the game because it looks like a map. and not like literally every other menu in the game. Seriously, why are all the other context-specific menus styled to be the exact same arbitrary HUD design? For being a complete mess that's saved only by the navigation menu, Team Spiritfarer gets a D. There were a lot more menus I wanted to talk about, but this video is already getting pretty flipping long. So I must now thank you all for watching, and it seems there's one more game that I must mention before it destroys the flipping universe, and it's not even a Nintendo Switch game. Our bonus contestant is from that game where you are so bad at coding that you break the laws of physics and are sucked into the game. Think of better title later. Wow, that one really just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Also, spoiler alert for this game, which was made by Robert Thomson for a game jam. It's a short game that's free and worth a play. I've put a link in the description of this video. First, we will look at the level select menu, which is a computer desktop with various folder shortcuts strewn across it. It contributes to the theme of the game very well. Next is the pause menu, which is styled to look like a code editor. Each line is numbered, the options are written to look like programming functions, and you can move a text cursor left and right. But that's not even the best part. You're able to move and resize the pause menu window. In one of the levels, doing so also moves and resizes the platform the character is standing on. Now that's one way to use a menu. In another level, you attempt to sneak past a duck to get to the exit, but you're too loud. If you enter the options menu and turn off sound effects, the sound of your footsteps is eliminated, and you're able to pass undetected. Now keep in mind, that game where you are so bad at coding that you break the laws of physics and are sucked into the game, think a better title later, was made in under a week and yet has amazing menu design. There are definitely some other game developers who could take a lesson from this. Thank you so much for watching, for real this time. Hopefully you enjoy learning about game design, because that's the subject I plan to delve into in the near future. Actually I didn't write really anything else after this, so just actually goodbye. Goodbye.